Everything in this museum is trying to kill you.
This isn't the museum.
No, I mean
We were talking about don't eat the pictures, that's why you said that.
Speaking of which, about the pictures, I wonder what Ness would be like if Paula... And you remember telling me about some of the characters dying in the pictures? I wonder how Ness would explain it to Paula. Hey, you remember that time where we were at the pyramids and you were kind of dead? It was a fun time there. You couldn't see it, you were dead.
The reverse... Actually, what's been happening to me in recent episodes is that Jeff and Pooh have gotten killed a bunch of times, and Ness and Paula were the only ones alive. And like, gee, the game really wants them to get some alone time.
I wonder if it's hinting at something.
Anyway, these guys, Petrified Royal Guards, can be paralyzed. When you paralyze one of them, it will not be able to do anything.
Helpful. Bad one, then.
Yes. So, in general, the enemies in this place, it's very difficult to avoid battles with them because you just don't have much space to run. So, basically, I'm just not even trying to avoid... Not that I try to avoid battles generally, but if it looks like I'm just running right into them, that's why, because you're not gonna be able to avoid them.
Probably not. Hey, I think that casket over there is a little suspicious.
It is, but we can't do anything with it yet.
Probably not.
We have to go further. So as I was going to say before, there is an important item here. I'm not sure what happens if you have it in Pooh's inventory when you leave. Maybe he gives it to someone else, but you need to have it in somebody else's inventory.
Alrighty.
Because you need to use it before Pooh comes back.
Don't want to lose it. Oh, you certainly are leveling up in this place.
Yes, this place is like, the enemies themselves aren't that difficult, but the thing is you'll be facing a lot of them without a chance to heal. Or without a chance to restore, like, you know, without a hotel.
Yeah, it's just like here, you gotta ambush one into the room.
Yeah, so basically this is about conserving your resources.
I think Ness is a little snuffy.
Yeah, well, now it's not a problem because, you know, 5 PP really isn't that much. When Steven and I got killed from a cold, 5 PP was a lot. Yes, and he just destroyed that snake.
Like nothing.
Yes, this is a theme throughout this recording session. I get an unusually high number of smashes.
Pretty lucky.
Yes, I also got very lucky in another way, which you will see eventually. Okay, I think I'm getting close to the boss of this place.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, some of the caskets will attack you, some will not.
Some will have items.
Yes. Speed capsule, remember, these are very good because they give a permanent boost.
Make you faster.
Yeah, what speed does in this game is it makes it more likely that you'll go earlier in the turn order. You know, I guess that's what it does in most older RPGs. In newer RPGs, speed will often give you more turns, but not in this one.
Kinda different.
Like, I like it how they did it in Final Fantasy X. Like, basically, they did not have the active time battle system, but they simulated that within an entirely turn-based system by having the characters with more speed get turns more often.
Like with the haste spell.
Right, if you cast haste on someone, then you can see who's going to get the next 10 turns or something, and if you cast haste, then suddenly that character face appears more often on that thingy. It's also pretty similar in Xenosaga.
Oh, Xenosaga. I can't wait for Chronicles to come out in April, I think.
There's going to be another Xenosaga game?
No, I mean, I hear there's one coming out soon.
Huh. I still haven't played the second or the third one, actually.
Same here, but I'm interested to play it. I think it comes out in April. I could be wrong on that, though.
Did you see any of my Let's Play of the first one?
I haven't gotten to it, unfortunately.
It's really long. I mean, I understand if it's two.
No, I mean, I haven't found it yet.
Yeah, this is where I sort of... This is when I really started using Jen as a guest commentator often. This is the boss, by the way. Check this casket to begin the boss fight. That thing on the casket looks almost like a question mark.
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
So this is the boss. It's basically a palette swap of the Imperial Guard.
Right, but this guy is not vulnerable to paralysis, which is the biggest difference, basically.
That stinks.
He is also not vulnerable to freeze. That really didn't do much damage.
That stinks.
Yeah, no vulnerabilities listed when you spy.
Sounds like a pretty tough boss.
Yeah, looks like a pretty tough boss, too. Like, alright. Maybe I'll hit him with fire. And I decide to show off the hungry HP sucker.
Alrighty.
This actually is not the best time to show it off, though, because it takes HP from all enemies.
And you only have one, so it doesn't really do much.
Yeah, it doesn't take much damage from fire, either. 63 hit points, not bad. Okay, this, like I mentioned, this is one of the types of shields. This is the one that just cuts physical damage by half.
Which I'm guessing is pretty helpful in this
Well,
fight.
yes, when you're going up against some guy like this. Now, I was just trying every element with this, that's why I used Thunder. Probably wasn't the best idea since there's only one enemy, and when there's only one enemy in a battle, Thunder has a 75% chance of missing.
But you
It's like,
stabbed him.
what? I guess his weakness is that he doesn't have that many hit points.
Yeah. But you got him down.
No, I didn't remember, Eddie, that he had so few hit points. I was prepared for a much longer battle.
And to my point earlier, it's actually Xenoblade Chronicles, and it comes out, I believe, in April 6, 2012.
Okay.
And so this is, I think that's the mummy guy.
These are two different types of mummies, but each one can be paralyzed. Now, I could have used Paralysis... Oh, I did use Paralysis Omega. Okay. There was another battle where I did something slightly different, but that's because of the circumstances of that battle I'll explain at the time.
I love some of the names for these enemies. The Fear Shattered Man.
I don't know, he looks like he's in one piece to me. Maybe a dead
This
piece.
looks like a mummy, really. With all the bandages and stuff. But no.
Yes, well, I think that's the idea. It is a mummy. Yeah, I could have used PSI to kill this guy more quickly, but when he can't do anything against you, it's better to conserve PP.
Probably. Kind of low on it on some characters.
Yeah, well, remember, I've been using more of Pooh's PP because I have two items that will restore PP to only him.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, in this session I was actually smart about stuff, unlike some previous sessions of this game.
That's alright.
I was also a bit lucky.
Oh, it's never bad to have one.
And Paula just gained 14 PP.
For some reason.
Well, no, like I've said, with Ness and Pooh, their HP to PP ratio is about 3 to 1, but Paula's is much closer to 1 to 1.
Ah.
Although there is an event later in the game that changes Ness's ratio significantly.
But we'll you can talk about that when you get to it. No spoilers here.
Right. I'm really hoping that Steven will join me again for the last part of the game.
You should.
I mean, he's busy. He's a conducting student at Peabody, which is at Johns Hopkins.
Oh, I mean when he has time.
Right.
Life's more important.
Alright, and I'm realizing now that my inventory is dangerously close to full.
So you probably dump off some stuff or use it.
Although that is not a bad item to add, a rain pendant. That eliminates about 90% of damage from freeze attacks.
Pretty
So,
useful if you're going up against enemies that do that sort of thing.
oh yes, definitely. I believe it also stops those attacks from immobilizing you.
Well, that's good too.
Okay, so we just did something.
Something.
Yeah, so most of the enemies will not come back.
Oh, so they don't respond.
Right. I mean, you'll see a few, but like the hieroglyphs, I think, are gone for good. Either that or until the next time you enter.
Well, that's good.
And there's really not much of a reason to enter again. So I like how they designed the interior of this. It's like, oh, it is like a pyramid.
It looks like it, and it has enemies similar to it. It feels like a Egyptian pyramid.
No, I mean the way like you're going up the stairs on one side and then down on the other side.
It also does look like a pyramid in that sort of sense.
I like how I do like how there are various different... I know what you're saying, though. There are various cultures represented, like Dalam is more of an Indian feel, and then...
Yeah, it does feel
This
like
is
that.
Skyward Sword also does that. Like, you have the Chinese motif in the fire temples, and then
And a few other places.
then the trial areas are more Japanese, and the Ancient Cistern is Indian, and then the Isle of Songs is like European Renaissance, blah blah blah. Anyway, I just gave a whole bunch of spoilers. Sorry about that.
It's alright.
No, I mean more like for the viewers.
Well, it's just talking about the areas. You didn't really spoil what was going to happen.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is the area with the important item.
Yes, and you actually saw it briefly on that pedestal.
And our prize is... Oh, first we'll do
You got a thing.
The Hawkeye.
Yes, the Hawkeye. It was mentioned earlier in the game, like the in-game text mentions it. This allows you to see in deep darkness, which is the next area.
Ah, so it's going to be important there.
Right, you need to have it in someone's inventory other than Pooh's. Like I said, I don't know, maybe it fixes that for you if you don't do that. You see another smash attack.
Enemies are just getting clobbered.
Yeah, maybe it fixes for you, but I'm not sure, so
Just put it in someone else besides Pooh.
Yeah, I think I had it in Paula's inventory. So you may notice I threw a bomb in a recent battle. That was basically just to get rid of it, and I'm going to be using a bunch of items just to get rid of them because I see that I don't have much space. I realize that there are two items that you want in Deep Darkness. One that you absolutely need, and one that is very helpful. And I'm not sure if I have both of them in my inventory at the end of the session. I guess I'll have to see today.
But you do have the Hawkeye.
Yeah, I do some more inventory management stuff later in the session, and I don't remember what the result of that is. Yes, so I thought it would be funny to attack a snake with a snake. I threw the viper at it.
Rivals the fittest, circle of life.
I think you're describing two different concepts there.
Well, sure. Both kind kind of the same, in a way. Anyways, I do like the enemies in this area. They feel kind of like exhibit sort of as enemies.
Well, I think it's supposed to be that sort of, but it's also supposed to be funny, like the hieroglyphs are randomly attacking you.
Or this guy has, like, holding something in a weird way.
I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Same.
So Ness got a cold again. Funny how we're getting a cold in the middle of the desert.
I'm guessing, I could be wrong on this, but I think some pyramids may have it where outside is hot, but inside can be pretty cold.
Could be.
I could be wrong on that, though.
Then again, on my Birthright Israel trip, I got a cold, and we were basically in the middle of the desert for a lot of that, so...